Iceland, Icelandic. Island, pronounced Istland, listen, is a Nordic island country in the North Atlantic Ocean and in the Arctic Ocean. Iceland is the most sparsely populated country in Europe. 12. Iceland's capital and largest city is Reykjavík, which is home to about 36% of the population. Iceland is the largest part of the mid-Atlantic ridge that rises above sea level, and its central volcanic plateau is erupting almost constantly. The interior consists of a plateau characterized by sand and lava fields, mountains, and glaciers, and many glacial rivers flow to the sea through the lowlands. Iceland is warmed by the Gulf Stream and has a temperate climate, despite a high latitude just outside the Arctic Circle. Its high latitude and marine influence keeps summers chilly, and most of its islands have a polar climate. Iceland has a market economy with relatively low taxes, compared to other OECD countries, as well as the highest trade union membership in the world. It maintains a Nordic social welfare system that provides universal healthcare and tertiary education for its citizens. Iceland ranks highly in international comparisons of national performance, such as quality of life, education, protection of civil liberties, government transparency, and economic freedom. In 2007, Iceland was the seventh most productive country in the world per capita, $54,858, and the fifth most productive by GDP at purchasing power parity, $40,112. About 85% of the total primary energy supply in Iceland is derived from domestically produced renewable energy sources. 134. Use of abundant hydroelectric and geothermal power has made Iceland the world's largest electricity producer per capita. 135. As a result of its commitment to renewable energy, the 2016 Global Green Economy Index ranked Iceland among the top 10 greenest economies in the world. 136. Historically, Iceland's economy depended heavily on fishing, which still provides 40% of export earnings and employs 7% of the workforce. 68. The economy is vulnerable to declining fish stocks and falls in world prices for its main material exports: fish and fish products, aluminium, and ferrosilicon. Whaling in Iceland has been historically significant. Iceland still relies heavily on fishing, but its importance is diminishing from an export share of 90% in the 1960s to 40% in 2006. The Ministry of Education, Science and Culture is responsible for the policies and methods that schools must use, and they issue the national curriculum guidelines. However, play schools, primary schools, and lower secondary schools are funded and administered by the municipalities. The government does allow citizens to home educate their children, however, under a very strict set of demands. Students must adhere closely to the government-mandated curriculum, and the parent teaching must acquire a government-approved teaching certificate. Nursery school, or leikskóli, is non-compulsory education for children younger than 6 years and is the first step in the education system. The current legislation concerning play schools was passed in 1994. They are also responsible for ensuring that the curriculum is suitable to make the transition into compulsory education as easy as possible. Iceland's official written and spoken language is Icelandic, a North Germanic language descended from Old Norse. In grammar and vocabulary, it has changed less from Old Norse than the other Nordic languages. Icelandic has preserved more verb and noun inflection, and has to a considerable extent developed new vocabulary based on native roots rather than borrowings from other languages. The puristic tendency in the development of Icelandic vocabulary is to a large degree a result of conscious language planning, in addition to centuries of isolation. Thank you for staying with us for too long. See you next time with some interesting travel story.